And in other Real Madrid news, Takefusa Kubo will be once again headed back to Mallorca. As you guys know, that there was some rumors, or apparently we had reported, and it was widely speculated that Takefusa Kubo was going to actually go to Real Sociedad, but it seems like that decision in the end fell through, and he will now be going to Mallorca, a team that he had already played with. Had showed some good, had some good moments with Mallorca. Then Mallorca descended into the second division, and recently, in the past season, Mallorca was able to regain their foothold on the first division and potentially get back to the first division of La Liga, and they are now going to be playing first division football. And now Takefusa Kubo will be helping them to hopefully retain that position in La Liga Santander. So Takefusa Kubo is officially going to be a Mallorca player. There are a few different things that are going to be worked out, of course, but it seems like at this point Mallorca is going to assume his entire salary. 2.5 million euros is what it is reported will be his salary currently, and they will be assuming that. Now, Takefusa Kubo obviously coming off a great Olympic Games where he led his team essentially almost to get a medal. They unfortunately fell against Spain and then fell in the bronze medal match against Mexico, but he was a standout player for the team throughout the entire tournament, getting 3 goals and 1 assist in the tournament, and he really did play very well. He is a really good prospect. Essentially, many Madridistas, including this one speaking to you myself, I really like Takefusa Kubo. I think he has a lot of talent, a lot of skill. Essentially, I mean, he's still a very young player. I mean, there was even reports that if he stayed, he could fight for those positions with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and other players. But essentially, right now, the problem is Takefusa Kubo is not a member of the European Union, and there are only 3 spots available for players that are outside the European Union, or what are called extracomunitarios, and essentially those positions at this point are occupied by Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Militao. Now, we know that Vinicius Jr. had been working on, essentially there was work that that he was going to get his Spanish citizenship based on how long he's been in Spain, or his Spanish residency, so he could basically be considered dual nationality, so that he could be considered a non extracomunitario player, or basically a European Union player. But at this point, it has not been able to happen yet. So that means Takefusa Kubo is on the way out and will be out on loan. But I think this was agreed from the get-go, essentially. I don't think it seems like he is still very much tied to Madrid. There is a good sensation, I think, by many Madridistas about Kubo. And, he is a well-liked player. I think he has a lot of talent. He has demonstrated it. So this is just going to continue to help him to grow. I mean, he is still very young. I believe he's only about 20 years old, so still growing. And, these opportunities that he's getting to play elsewhere are going to be good for him. Now, he didn't get he had been on loan to both Villarreal and Getafe last season, but he didn't get a lot of playing time. With Mallorca, he most likely will get more playing time. We saw it when he played with them about 2 seasons ago. He was able to play and get quite a few minutes with Mallorca, and that's where a lot of people were able to see him really shine and showcase the skills that he has. So hopefully this season he will be able to do that. What his future will be with Madrid is obviously still up in the air, but all of this is part of the development of a very young player that is showing promise in Real Madrid. And if you felt you hadn't heard enough about PSG this summer, get ready, because you're going to hear a little bit more. Obviously, PSG, the French team, is all over the news essentially because of their signing, multiple signings actually. I mean, they've been in the game. They've had an incredible summer, getting the likes of Sergio Ramos, getting the likes of Donnarumma, getting the likes of Achraf Hakimi, Jorginho Wijnaldum, and now, of course, as of this morning, Leo Messi is on his way to PSG to apparently sign contracts and become a PSG player. But if there is another player that Real Madrid was interested in, there was an actual player that Real Madrid was interested in, and that is, of course, Eduardo Camavinga. Now, Camavinga, the 18-year-old prospect from France who was playing with Stade Rennais, is now apparently on PSG's radar, and they are essentially looking to sign him before the end of the summer. It's absolutely crazy what PSG is doing. I mean, they are making a team that seems like it will be unrivaled in Europe. But, I got to say something about that. I mean, there's been attempts in other sports to essentially create these super teams. And it does not always reap the rewards that they think they would be able to get. Essentially, we saw it in the Galactico era, bringing in all these players to Real Madrid. Did it pay off for them did it pay off for them? I mean, they were able to win a Champions League, but they weren't able to dominate in La Liga. Don't think that's going to be a problem for PSG and Ligue 1, but will they be able to win a Champions League? Will they be able to get that Champions League that they've been looking for with all of these players that they are essentially signing? Is this going to make Mbappe come any closer? But according to Foot Mercato, essentially Eduardo Camavinga is going to be headed to PSG, or they want to make a move for him. Now, there are many people that are interested, many parties that are interested essentially in Camavinga, but according to Le Parisien, to Foot Mercato, the Parisian the team is going to make a move for the French international, and he's willing to make a move as well. His value had been set at about 100 million euros last month, but René's apparent management appears to have reduced the asking price to 50 million euros. And even so, given that he's entering his final year on his current contract, that transfer fee could possibly go even a bit lower, so they could get him essentially on a steal. PSG is making good business. I mean, you can't really blame them. I mean, they got Donnarumma on a free, they got Sergio Ramos on a free, they're getting Messi on a free, Wijnaldum apparently also on a free. It's crazy, but they've been doing some good work there at PSG to get some of these players, these top-notch players, and build a mega team essentially at PSG. Hello everybody and welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I am your host Eric Rivera, and this is your source for all things Real Madrid news. And well, Ilaix Moriba, the player from La Masia, the player that was brought up in FC Barcelona, has made the tough decision to not renew with FC Barcelona and has decided that he does not want to continue there. But essentially, the Barcelona club is threatening to leave him off of the first team. He played, and he did, if you do recall, he did play in the first team a few different games last season, but they are threatening to leave him off the first team unless he renews with the Catalan club. But at this point, according to Mundo Deportivo, the decision is firm, and the player from La Masia, prefers not to play this season in order for him to leave on a free in the month of June. A lot of drama going on at Barcelona. As you might have remembered, there was talk that Ilaix Moriba could potentially come to Real Madrid. He was willing to come to Real Madrid. So not a lot of, I think there's not a lot of happy people or happy people within Barcelona, at least not happy with Ilaix Moriba, besides all the other things going on at Barcelona. But that decision is definitely not going to sit well with the Catalan faithful.